Oh man, I said I wouldn't start playing Minecraft past midnight and then keep playing until 4 a.m. But guess what? I did it again. And I don't and now I really think it wasn't a good decision because I already feel a little bit sleepy. Maybe not sleepy is the right word, but I feel, what should I say, lazy about doing anything. You know, like, don't really want to do anything. You kinda have to drag yourself around. This is one of the side effects of not having at least 7 hours of sleep at night. For more than one day, I can already feel. But I'll try my best not to let it bother me during the reading. Hopefully, also I'm not going to start to sleepy midway through because of it. But it didn't happen yesterday, so maybe today is not going to happen. Let me see. Top messages, all messages. There we go. 2 days. 2 days to finish this event. Where was that? Oh yeah, EA5. Wait, do I have water? Yes, I do. I'm going to need it. Today's plan, as I said yesterday, is to read from EA5 to EASD2. It should take around 3 hours maybe. Alright. EA5. Drowned in fire. Please bring me to the other red dragon. Other than that, I ask for nothing more. Go. Was that another trick of the shadows? This isn't the right way. I'm going in circles. Can't see the sky. How long has it been? How far do I still have to go? Well, I am in the dark woods at least. The mist and noise Bridget was talking about didn't keep me out. Tricky fey shadows pointing the wrong way. Foul beasts that trip you with branches. That's all more or less the same as when I was bringing Moran and the others back. The trees are too tall and the leaves too thick. They block out the sky, making the life here different from outside. Oh, the forest doesn't look inviting at all. Is this the right path? I am at the heart of the dark woods now. The scenery seems different from before. Where did the red and gold of autumn go? Why does it look like this? The black mist? So the woods are rejecting me after all? Love Shiny grabbed her weapon tightly. If Nemos was right, and Dublin never returned after leaving the city, then they were most likely swallowed by the mist. But it shows no sign of aggression. It simply lingers. Does it reject me? No, it's closer to indifference. Disappointment? Why? There is no answer except the rustling of leaves. Loveshine shakes her head and cautiously goes around the mist, choosing a path that looks like it has a light at the end. The mist remains indifferent to her passage. The fade that delight in leading travelers astray are nowhere to be seen. Another dead end. No time to waste here. I'm sorry, but I will have to burn a way through. You're overthinking it. Who's there? Oh, this guy again. Hello, exiled king. What was his name again? Labratouch? Something like that? Take a guess. How could it be? You're that gentleman from the city. I wanted to ask you something, but you... Indeed. Hardly the most amicable of partings. Since then, I have been following and watching you for a while now. Consider it my way of reflecting on myself. I'll admit you're not quite what I thought, but there's no time for small talk. Do not burn the trees. It should be enough to illuminate them with your fire. See for yourself what they really are. What they really are? The leaves are razor sharp. The brambles are hard and the breaches have a metallic gleam. What is this? That's not important. What's important is that your fire can't burn through it. Now, follow me. Hurry, before the black mist changes its mind. We can talk later, but if that thing is in a bad mood, there won't be anything left to bury when it's done with you. Isn't that a dead end? Why do you put so much faith in what you see? Just listen and move. So the mist in the forests is not someone's art, then? Like, it's not part of a... Maybe there isn't some group responsible for the mist. But still, it can't be a natural occurrence. Maybe some spirit of some sort? This is... the path I took when I came to Nasa Oirsi. So this is where those trails lead? If you don't mind me asking, are you in the forest Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing to do with it. The woods, though. Centuries have passed, but it's hardly changed at all. Other than the black mist. Ruins the view, really. We will be out of the dark woods soon. Now, could you... This is really... What's happening? Look behind you. Reed! Reed, we are here! Oh, hello. What are you guys doing here? The refugees appear on the well-lit edge of the woods. What happened in the city? It's like the black mist got angry the moment you enter it, cutting it off from the outside. It's been days since anyone went into the dark woods. A few people were hunting on the outskirts when they heard sounds from within and saw what looks like fire. Whenever something similar happened before, the Wakeman told us not to approach the woods. This time though, we recognized your fire. We could hardly ignore it. You shouldn't have come. It's dangerous here. Then you shouldn't have either. Not on your own. We all learned our lesson about letting you go off alone after waiting for you in the marshes outside Londinium. We trust you, so please, trust us back. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's go back to camp. Sir, would you... Off he goes again. Who are you talking to? Is there someone else with you? The red dragon turns around, but her uninvited companion has already vanished without trace, like the dew under the morning sun. Thank you for providing refuge for these people. Nemos entrusted them to us. We simply did our part. On behalf of the Wakeman, I promise that we will not reveal your existence to anyone unaware, and you have seen with your own eyes that your people are safe. Now, it is time for you to leave. What do you mean? Is she not welcome here? Neither are your people, Moran. Whenever two red dragons meet, endless conflict awaits. If you insist on involving yourselves in it, then we can no longer offer you sanctuary. How could you? This is how we have always been. The Wakemen neither start nor end conflict. The disputes of the living are not our concern. We watch over only the souls of the departed. If you are truly the noble and compassionate leader Moran imagines you to be, you will not drag these innocents into your battle, Red Dragon. This isn't a battle between two red dragons. I came to seek your help on behalf of the people of Nassau Irsi. Every battle has its reasons. It's not an excuse. Reed wouldn't do that. Excuse or not, the disputes of the living are none of our concern. A hard-learned lesson whose bitter fruits we continue to taste to this day. Now leave. What if I were to ask you to hold a funeral? A funeral? In that case, the Wakemen will welcome you. But for that, and only that. Now tell me, the name of the departed, their deeds in life, and present the remains. His name was Kulon. He was a blacksmith. Kulon? How did he die? The purple flames of death took both his life and his will. Not even my flames can help him now. Then why is it that not a single denizen of Nassau-Irsi has come to us to request a funeral since the city became independent? So it transpires that the first Nassau-Irsian to be mourned since the end of the war was not taken by war at all. So, I weave the straw into a ring like this? Yes, then adorn it with these flowers and the wreath is complete. I remember when the farmers put a wreath on your head, praying for a good harvest next year. Feels like old times. I miss that. Are you not happy here? I rather enjoy myself, but the others might find it stiffly. The life of a wakeman is almost like a self-punishment after all. What's the word for it again? Asceticism? No alcohol, no overreacting, overeating, no fancy foods. Can't even laugh too loud. You wake up before sunrise and sleep after midnight. And everything in between is some ritual or other. At least they don't expect the same from us. But there's no avoiding them when we have to help out on the farms and stuff. I have practically forgotten how to laugh. Oren's the only one who goes out of her way to talk to them. She's learning something new every day. Might be how they tie certain knots. Might be how to estimate the age of a tree. Compared to the Wakeman in the tales though. Your Highness? Ma'am? I did not expect to find you here working with them. Reed has always been like this. Should we excuse ourselves? No. I simply came to confirm the facts that the departed is alive for the purpose of the ritual. Please tell me, what happened to Kulan? I will tell you all that I saw as I saw it. I hope it makes you feel something. What exactly is her plan though, if she really intends to save her sister? I wonder. I mean, we still have Bridget and Nemos inside the city. Talking about Eblana. I have already dismissed all the servants in the citadel. His footsteps, then... Oh, hello! You're still alive, huh? Your Highness. Ah, it's you. Did you need something? You aren't going to ask how I returned? No, I won't. You came back, and that's all that matters, my loyal servant. Besides, I have a fairly good idea of what sort of guest you can bring me. Has the curfew started? Just now. Then you could say that my orders have been followed. Failure. Nasaoirsi is here. I am here. What failure? Escape. The deadline is Samhain. Surely the Black Mist remembers this, even if it's hardly known for being a good listener. Unsurprising. Disappointing. Unacceptable. Am I meant to understand something from these few words? Or perhaps you too preferred the directness of arts and destruction to the precision of language? No sooner do the words leave Eblana's lips than gleaming branches thrust forth from the black mist, reaching for her throat. At the same time, her spear penetrates the thick mist. Purple fire is faintly visible from within. You could burn it away to nothingness with a thought. But the branches never find Eblana's throat, and her purple flames never ignite. Samhain. By the time the sun rises on the day after Samhain, the outcome will be plain for all to see. So, why don't we dispense with this meaningless bluff? What exactly is going on here? Now, at least with this scenario, I can pretty much guess that this is not the work of someone's arts. At least not someone from this era. Maybe spirits. Like how the Sarkas were somewhat able to hear the voices and feel the will of their ancestors. Like what was happening in the Pheromones. This could be another kind of Pheromones, right? Maybe the voice in this mist could also be the same one that was coming out of the statue while Kulan was talking with it. Don't really understand though. It does look like Eblana has some kind of deal with this thing. Eblana's spear still impales the mist, but the branches before her throat disappear a moment later, as do the flames at the tip of her spear. The dark mist dissipates. Your Highness, you're still here. Did you need something else? Is this about doubling? There are only the two of us here. I will permit you to speak that word again, my most loyal servant. Thank you, but there's no need. Spectres are but spectres. Even if they helped found a nation, there's no place for ghosts in the history books. Yeah, so they do plan to erase Dublin from history. But I worry about my colleagues who stay behind that day, as I did. Where are they? Could they mean you harm? No need to worry. Even if they were, that's no reason for you to risk staying here. I saw a scene of chaos on my way back. It was bedlam. People were fighting over the tiniest things. Sometimes nothing at all, while others seemed to be stuck where they stood like statues. Just like the spectres who fought the Victorians with us. Does he do not know what's going on here? Will they fade into darkness too? This is Nassau Irisi, the Red Dragon's lair, the capital of Tara. Anything that happens here will have repercussions across the nation. No, it won't. You don't sound convinced, Your Highness. At the end of the day, I have just one question. One question. I pray you will answer. Very well. I will forgive your imprudence. Your Highness, Evelina. That future you promised Dublin. You promised Tara. That future where all Terrans could freely write their own dreams. Was it all a lie? The Brigadier cannot stop himself from trembling. The fear that had lurked in his heart for days overcomes him. It is not because he fears his own ends. He is not afraid of being swallowed by the dark mist like his colleagues, or of invoking the Red Dragon's wrath. He fears that he will hear an answer he dare not consider. It was true, every word of it. Your Highness. I have answered your question, Brigadier. The Red Dragon's voice seems ethereal, feeble even, but it leaves no room for questioning. It is the voice that has led the man to victory countless times, and so he slowly straightens his back. Then I trust you. Perhaps, or perhaps you simply have no other choice. Often have you chosen a path that seemed baffling, impossible even, but it always ends up leading us closer to our dream. Of that, I have no doubt. Such deep trust is indeed worthy of my gratitude. However, I do not require you to maintain order within Nassau Irisi. If you manage to return from the dark woods, then you should return there now. Until Samhain has passed. Until Samhain has passed. Or I stepped into the dark woods one more, calling to the mists of roar. Your Highness. Do you hear the sound coming from beyond the woods? Hardly a day has passed since you left. Fine work, Love Shining. She now knows that Love Shine made it through. Is that what's been happening in the city? Reed, your sister... What is she planning? I don't know. Someone once told me that her plans would only ever be beneficial to Tara. Now though, I can trust neither her nor the one who made that promise. Are you still not going to help her, Wake Woman? You hear those noises from beyond the woods. No, I don't hear shit, so I can't. But if she does, good for her. Meanwhile, Snow White's playing in an empty theater downtown. Welcome to the stream, Oiko. And also, I must say, I must express how surprised I am that Brigadier made it back. I was 100% certain that he was gone. Truly gone. He has fully become a mindless walking dead, just wandering in the woods. Did he really just came back just to ask Kablana the question? I mean, I guess so. After all, he wouldn't have followed her all this way if he didn't really care about the future of Tara. So I guess that question really did mean a lot to him. He was even trembling after all. She came for a funeral, and we will only accept her for that. I have learned of the deeds of the departed. Bring the knots and reefs and come outside. The funeral is about to begin. The people set aside the differences and stand up in silence. The same as how a skeleton warriors can think, and they don't have brains, I suppose. I stepped into the dark woods one morning, calling to the mists of corn. I trod upon the road, heading out to war. No pipes a singing, nor battle drums a roar. Only the bells behind me, through dew and fog their rings do soar. The wakemen sing softly, each attending to their own duty. Some adorn the coffin with knots and wreaths. Some lay firewood and kindling around it. Some distribute candles to the attending refugees as they continue to sing. Tiny lights begin to sway throughout the camp. Love Shiny has a candle too, which she carefully lifts in front of her chest. Excuse me. Go ahead. I didn't know the departed. I don't really have much to say, but where I grew up, people talked freely at funerals. Certainly. This is how Terrans honor the departed. Life should be celebrated, even after its end. The joy of the living is consolation to the dead. You are free to talk amongst each other. I also made some snacks. Please feel free to share them. We will also provide refreshments later. And a Lady Gaga song playing from the radio at my side. Do not ruin the moment right now, Oikel. This is a funeral, please. Please, Read the room. However, we must request that you exercise restraint, considering that Mr. Cullen died before his time, and under unfortunate circumstances. We must also ask you to follow our instructions during the fire returning ceremony. Understood. Is this how your folks hold funerals, Moran? We didn't have all these rites and ceremonies. All we did was keep watch through the night. No clue what this fire returning thing is either. Guess we just follow their instructions. Have you ever been part of a ceremony like this, Reed? Reed shakes her head. I see. You mean... Love Shiny has found the awakening. The hero's funeral has begun. I stepped into the dark woods one morning, calling to the mist of war. I trod upon the road heading out to war. Do you know this song? You already know the answer. I led the young into battle with it more than a few times. Oh, you guys are alive, huh? Who is it? Who's singing? Why is it that I still hear that song here? The sight of the old captain, even after escaping the dark woods. Or am I still stuck in the woods? No. The sound is coming from the furnace at the center of the ruins. Such a beautiful tune. No pipes a singing, nor battle drums a roar. Only the bells behind me. Through dew and fog, there rings the song. Man, we didn't bury these fools like the stupid cat. Shame. I'm surprised that these guys are alive. So many people are still alive. First the Brigadier, now this guy. Who else is alive? The bureaucrats? The Ombudsman? What the fuck her name was? The Torturer too? Are going to tell me that those guys are still alive? What the fuck is going on here, man? I should go back. Now I see what I truly want. Besides, do I really deserve to escape Nassauercy? If Mandragora is still alive, I am spawn camping her. I don't know. I think that one is... I think she's dead. I think she's truly dead. I mean, he got smashed to bits, if I remember correctly, right? By a tower or something? A giant rock, maybe? I think she's dead. She's dead. She has to be. If she's not dead, then... Maybe the one saving grace would be that... Maybe I shouldn't say saving grace. One scenario that she could still be alive somehow was if Eblana did something to her, using her flames. Maybe that way. Otherwise, I really don't believe she's alive still. Here, Emma. Today's bread. Thanks for sharing your food in times like this. You shared with me before, just returning the favor. But why do you keep staring at the bread in my hand like that? Control yourself. Control yourself. She's Emma. The one who shared bread with you. You must help her. You must... I'm fine, Emma. Oh, he's losing it. He's losing it. He's losing it. He's infected. I just meant to say, you have been bedridden for so long. There will be tough times ahead. No pipes a singing, nor battle drums a roar. Have this waste of space consider eating mud? I think even they have some standards, you know? I don't think they're going to shove their mouths with mud right now. Besides, they don't have much time remaining either way. Samheim is like what? Tomorrow or something? Why are you singing that? Someone singing in the distance. Friends of the departed, please present your elegy before the fire returning ceremony begins. Read. I have an eulogy here, written by Nemos. May I read it? The ghost who's singing. Boo! Shut up! Shut up! This is a serious moment, Oiko. Of course. Go ahead. Dear Kulan. A letter? Kulan, perhaps it won't be long before I join you. Kulan, perhaps it won't be long before I join you, before I become a slave of the purple flame, before I turn to ash. Perhaps there won't be anyone to free me from an afterlife of eternal torment. But I have never forgotten what you said to me. You said you wanted to be a hero. You asked me to let you become one. You said Nasa Oirsi needed a hero for the post-war days. One who belonged only to Earth. Neither dumpling nor soldier. You said that nearly everyone in the city had lost something important in the war. Be it a partner, a child, or a future. Without a hero, an exemplar to understand them and fight for their rights. One who would also set them right should they go astray. Without that, they wouldn't have anything to hold on to when the war ends. When they have no one left to hate. I agreed and assented to your request. You took Theo in and helped the people who did lost their livelihood. You thought everything was on the right path. And so, you proposed the statue. Oh, he was the one who... Oh man, that must have weighted so much on his consciousness while Cullen was seeing people offer their bows and their axes and swords and prosthetics to make the statue. Oh man. You became fully immersed and took on a great burden. By the time you realized, it was too late. Now, it's my turn to carry this burden. One too heavy for any single person to bear. Now, it is my turn to carry this burden. One too heavy for any single person to bear. Farewell, Cullen. Salam Leet. Or should I say, Slan Foil. May we meet again. In the warm flames. As she finishes, a flame is thrown into the kindling surrounding the coffin, igniting the firewood. The crowd gathers around the bonfire, following the instructions of the wakeman. Witness that the departed has found a peace in flames. He shall no longer wander the mortal realm. Place your candle as close to the fire as possible, or throw it in directly. Return the fire to the departed. If you have anything to say to the departed, say it out aloud to the flame, be it praise or reproach. They are the memories that will console the departed at journey's end. Once you have returned the fire, please remain to keep watch over his soul until the fire has gone out. Let us begin. Salam Leet, may you find rest, stranger. Deceiver and hero. Moran bends down and places her candle by the fire. The licking flames swallow it in an instant, almost burning her hand. Do you want to come closer to the fire, Reed? If there's anyone here who doesn't deserve to pay respects to Cullen, it would be me. You couldn't have saved him. Moran? There was no place for him in the Red Dragon's lair from the moment he made the choice to truly become a hero. You should return the fire to him. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Let the dead rest with our memories as life goes on. Return the fire. Let the dead rest with our memories as life goes on. While Love Shiny is lost in thought, the others continue to return their fire and then sit down some distance from the bonfire. until she is the only one left, with a candle in her hand. She walks forward in silence and tosses the candle into the blazing bonfire. The dead are gone. All their ambition, obsession, realization and desperation turn to fading smoke and silent ash in the flames. Oh man. I mean, at least she was able to give him a funeral, right? Like an last act of mercy to him. I still don't know what exactly is her plan though. Like, it doesn't seem like the Wakemen are going to help her in any way. The Wake Woman was very vehement, was very firm on her stance on not offering assistance to them. Even after hearing the Love Shiny's stories. EA 6. The Lost. Will this path truly lead me to him? Also, I was quite surprised to see the exiled king help Love Shiny to pass the woods. I thought he would be more interested in letting everything be consumed by the flame, but looks like that wasn't the case. Unless he has other plans in mind. So, you want to go to the city? Even to perform a fire returning ceremony? What you have described is highly unusual. We cannot simply take your words that the residents are no longer among the living. Besides, the fire returning ceremony is just that, a ceremony. Do not expect it to be anything more than that. Very well then. You may return, Wake Woman. Thank you for your help. You intend to go back to Nassau Irsi, even without us? Moran and the others have settled in well, and I have done what Nemos entrusted to me. So, my work here is done. Take care, Your Highness. I will. You saying the entire city is now settled with zombies? Lol, get good, kids. Get real, kids. Wake Woman. I mean, if the ceremony is just a ceremony, and there's no other magical thing behind it, so what exactly can she do? You know, I mean, also she's right. The only thing that she knows, the only way that he came to know what's happening in the city is through Love Shiny's testimony. And there's no one else to attest to that. So I can't really blame her on her answer. But that does complicate things, because if the Wake Man can't help her at all, and essentially it's just Love Shiny, some two other people, one of one of which is about to be consumed by the purple flames. What else they can do except to just kill Eblana? At the very least, Eblana seems to be very willing to go along. Maybe not to go along, but to allow Love Shiny to do whatever she wants at this point. At least that. The red dragon sets out in the direction from whence she came. Everything that happened yesterday seems but a distant shadow now, but also a tiny spark of flame. Return the fire. Oh, look who's back! Have you made up your mind to go to your death? A stranger? Good timing, sir. May we talk? If you help me. Did your Red Dragon history lessons ever teach you about a poor wretch by the name of Labretach? Excuse me? Banana is getting pissed at Love Shiny twiddling her tail. She got a little cray-cray. I don't know if I could say she's a little cray. Eblana, I mean, I think she's very sane on her decisions. I think there's more to her actions than what it looks. Especially after that her interaction with the fog. There are more things that not even Love Shiny seems fully aware of. Excuse me? I would take that as a no. After returning to the palace for the first time in years, he never even had the chance to see his brother before the guards took him away and plunged a sword through his chest. Huh. Okay. I know the story. Then why are you so eager to follow in his footsteps and have history remember you as a fool? Leave. You have seen your sister, and you are still alive. In that, you have already achieved more than he ever did. The story of Labretach and Eoleo is not the story of me and Eblana. A shiny, not someone important, just like a weed banana. Just like a weed banana, nobody of any importance. Just a grass on the ground. Doctor. So who is important then? In reality, both of them are important. Very, very important. Like, the last Dracos of their kinds, presumably. Also the hairs of the pollination, they are very, very important. Love Shiny is the one who wants to get away from all of it, at least on my eyes. She's trying to run away, she doesn't want to get involved, she wants to live her life peacefully. She's so tired of being used and being dragged around by her sister. So tired to the point that she pretty much was considering killing herself. That is until who convinced her otherwise? Was it Backpipe? I think it was. Was Backpipe the one who found her? Or was it Horn? I don't remember anymore. But yeah, both of them are important. Love Shiny is the one going a little against the current, on my point of view. On the other hand, her sister's pissed at her for getting cold feet. I wouldn't say pissed, I would say impatient. At the very least, anger doesn't seem to be one of the emotions that Eblana possesses. An unstoppable force meet an immovable wall. Fine. Let's say I was willing to hear you out. What did you want to talk about? The city's fire returning ceremony. Just wanted to find someone to help with the preparations, but you seem to know a lot about the story and tales of Tara. So I was thinking you might be able to help. History? Tales? We can talk on the way. But that's not the way to the Dark Woods. Just follow me. It worked out for you in the woods, didn't it? Why does he want to help her? What does he gain from it? The ruins of the palace? I have been here before. It's dangerous. The origin-rich environment is... You said you wanted history and tales. What's a better place in Tara than this ancient Tenge expletive palace? The what palace? She doesn't know old language. Labretach. She doesn't know it. She's ignorant. Please. Speak in a language that she can understand. Never mind. I appreciate your help in the woods, but I have important business to attend to. I don't have time to... And what's this important business? Dying for nothing? Sure, you're different from your sister. The dragon's flames may be cursed, but her personality is as typical as they come. Arrogant, leaving no room for any other voice. You may be better, but... I am different from my sister. She's not who you say she is. But, however different you may be, conflict is in the nature of the Red Dragons, even if you are merely dragged into it. And there is only ever one outcome. Only one may emerge alive. One of you will die, sooner or later. So, what's the hurry? Have patience, young dragon. We are almost there. We come here for this altar. Altar? You mean that thing in the middle? Isn't that the furnace? The furnace which fused together the weapons of every Taran soldier and overturned the fates of the dynasty. The furnace from which fallen soldiers were reborn. Oh, fallen soldiers were reborn, huh? That's what you call it today, isn't it? Far more important than just another altar, to be sure. But an altar is an altar. Even if it's a little bigger than the others, it was based on the ceremonial stone circle used to coronate the King Gale, and the palace was built around it. Whenever an old red dragon died, this is where the fire was returned to them. Okay. The fire returned? What you saw back at those Wood Brains camp, gotta give them credit. They managed to remember all that, even centuries later. Oh, a century-old tradition is still somewhat being preserved, even after the nation itself has fallen. Fire returning wasn't just about a bonfire back in the day, though. By the time the old hag Maelgrad, it was enough for the siblings of the heir to the title of King Gale to put their hands into the fire and get a few blisters. Go back even further though, and those siblings would have been burnt alive together. Or so they say. There's no hard evidence. Oh, that's fucking dark. No, you have gone even paler. He flicks his hands and a speck of purple fire flies forth from his sleeve, joining the same purple fire in the altar. The flames breathe quietly, like an infant in its mother's embrace. Your flame is purple too? No, wait, you're a Draco? Could you be... Awfully slow, aren't you? Well, it's too late to run. Put your hand in. What? You want Nasa Ursi to return its fire, don't you? Put your hand in. Oh, this is... Just now I realized. This is also just like the ceremony that people were doing. Those nutheads were doing in Nasa Ursi to check if there were any spies amongst them. Huh. I see. So maybe their decision of trying to have people put their hands in the fire wasn't exactly all without reason. I mean, it's still insane, of course, but it wasn't something that they were like, they just came up with idea out of nowhere, you know? The red dragon falls silent, then stretches out her hand to touch the flame in the furnace. As expected, it is not warm, but to her surprise, it does not feel cold either. Now, I brought you here to see some. The tragedy of Tara, the ill repute of the red dragons. It is simply the cruel cycle of fate repeating itself, again and again. Like your sister, I was an aberration that breathed the flames of death. It is not my intention to disrespect the dead, nor could I even if I wanted to. But I wanted to show you. The fate of those who die upon this land. Is this where we should begin? Understandable. Of all recent events, it is the most significant. Your sister was right. Those who have touched the flames of death are beyond help. Yet, the fire should not have spread so readily. What hatred did it take for the Draco to once again sire an ill-omened aberration? The first in 600 years? Ah, and him. If you ask me, he slept in far too late. Could hardly drag himself out of the bed by sunset. Of course, he became the sacrifice. Even you should not speak of the dead so lightly. Do not justify it as a sacrifice. You can only say that because you have seen too little. Those feelings will pass soon enough, once you are used to it. See, here comes another sacrifice. The Victorians who killed you have been chased out. The last Victorian bastard died before my eyes. In a sense, your sister's dream did become reality. The Tyrants have risen, and the Victorians have fallen. Simple, direct, satisfying. Were you one of the bystanders too? Don't get caught up on that, child. You know what I am. The intellectual event is... I don't recognize. Explain. It was a war. There are always wars. Be specific. Who did she incinerate? And what land did she set her sights on? Victoria. Iblana wanted to take Tara back from the Aslans. This was the conclusion to that war. The Aslans? Those conceited bastards? But is she not facing a Sarkas? Never mind. The Lions were the ones who stole Victoria. That's all I need to know. Where is he going with this? I don't need you to tell me what this is, just as I can tell the expression beneath the mask. The satisfaction and joy that only appear on a red dragon's visage in the face of certain death. No, that wasn't joy. It was the opposite. The opposite? Maybe you were simply gravely injured and started hallucinating on the brink of death. But as I said, this is simply repeating the past. Cities may ride on wheels now, and the master of the realm has changed hands. But what's inside never changes. What is this? Your home? Where did you learn to point your blades at each other? Who's this man? The Earl of Warwick, our foster father. Eblana said he helped tyrants see hope, a hope they could see but never reach. That all he ever did was drive thirsty travelers mad with mirages. In his hand he held a delicate thread. On one end were the tyrants who had rediscovered their name. On the other lay the oppressors who had trodden upon them for so long. That thread was my sister and I. Looking back, perhaps he was the first to be afflicted by the purple flame. Not only do you sympathize with your sister, but you also know her well. No wonder you're so loath to kill her. But I have no intention of becoming like her, nor will I simply allow myself to be killed. This event, the history you had me recall, what are you trying to tell me? Finally the big question. What exactly his dude is doing? That the history of Tara is nothing but the continuous accumulation and recombination of ruins of the past. What you have seen, I have too. Nothing new can be found within. What I see are not ruins, but the source of the flames. The flames in Asaoirisi are indeed my sister's fire, but they are also the great sorrow behind the bloodshed, left with nowhere to go. It was the war. No. The pain, the oppression, the things taken from them, which began long before the war. That's what lit the fire in their hearts. My sister shaped their sorrow into hatred, which scorched the fields of Tara and drove out the Victorians. However, without a vengeance to cloak the sorrow, that same fire has come back to burn them, burning away everything they have, until they are nothing but the walking dead. A fine summary, child. But do you really think that returning the fire would solve all the city's problems? It's the only path before me. True. But how do you tread it? We have seen your story. Now, see mine. Does he want to convince her of following with her sister's demand to kill her? Don't cry now. It's just a cloud beast. But I raised Greyclaw from when she was a baby. They say your fire is different, Daidi. You do not heal the living, but instead bring the dead back to life. They don't come back. It's just an empty shell. Even if it's just an empty shell, please, Daidi. I just want to hear Greyclaw's voice again. And so, the impulsive red dragon let his daughter's plea get the better of his judgment. After a few months, strange things began to happen. Not just to the Cloud Beast, but to all of the beasts of the pasture. Burden beasts no longer ate grass. Scythe beasts no longer gave milk. The old refused to die. The young refused to live. And bare skeletons devoid of flesh began to roam the pastures. As the purple fire spread through the earths, the red dragon was forced to leave the pasture with his people. He made the same mistake many times throughout his brief existence. The purple fire spread through the herds. What about it? Your own dear sister dared to burn people with that same fire. Now, that's crazy. How was the fire extinguished? You'll find out soon enough. This is the citadel in Nasa Odyssey? That same corridor? No. But your mistake is understandable. We simply took a large step back in time. This is how the palace you currently stand in looked 600 years ago. It's incredible how stonemason centuries hence managed to perfectly recreate it in this Nasa Odyssey of yours. So, what happens here? Here. Libertouch, the fool, had made too many mistakes, the likes of which you have already seen. He grew weak and felt his end coming. On the eve of Samhain, he came to see the brother he had not seen for 20 years, bearing the finest gifts his nomadic life would allow. He even convinced the druids of the city, who oversaw the festival ceremonies, to take him to his brother. Touched by his familial love, they led him into the city, but he failed to realize when his guide's silhouette, voice, and demeanor changed. Not until it was too late. He was taken to this very corridor, and I doubt that Aeoleu, who gave the order to assassinate his brother, was on that balcony on the other side of the door. For my eyes were wide open until the very end, but I never saw his fire through the gaps. Where did it all go wrong? Was he angry that the priests continued to treat me as royalty? Did he consider me living without a word 20 years earlier a betrayal? Or was it someone else who wanted me that, and he simply had no choice? I will never know. Within these brief, swift acts of violence, there was only one thing that I had long known, that I had never doubted. A red dragon never forgives. The hatred of the dragons is even longer than the history of Tara. But there is more I want to tell you. After I died, Eolil ordered my coffin to be dragged to the city, for all to see the end that befell me. And so, purple fire raged through every pasture I had stayed at with my clan. Life turned its back on all who touched it. Only death remained. 7 days later, the priests returned my fire to me at a clearing outside the dark woods. And only when the fire they returned to me was extinguished did the purple flames in the pastures begin to subside. Oh, I see. So, the way to subside the fire is to return it to the one who lost it. Kill the bearer of the flame of death. Take their fire and return to them. Okay. But even with all the story, we still have no explanation for what exactly is the mess. And also, by this story, we can also see that maybe the bearers of the Flame of Death don't exactly have full control of how this fire spreads. I always seen the Draco, at least the Blunner, to be able to fully control the flames, but if a Blunner is like Lava Touch, then she doesn't have control of it. So is it all the spread of the flame in the city just accidental then? Unintentional? It was only then that the last vestige of my consciousness that remained in the flames after death faded into darkness. All living things that touched the flames, people or beasts, were turned to ash. Your sister spoke true. The flames will continue to spread as long as she lives. But she's a typical red dragon. She's not so noble as to give up their life to save those who have yet to survive. If she's inviting you back, then it is certainly a trap. Run. Call for help. Yell. Find someone who is her equal to extinguish the endless spreading flames. That's the only way. But what if she has already decided that I am the only one worthy to dance with her? What if I can't abandon the lives in the city to their fates as long as there is any chance of saving them? So you will return the fire to someone who's still alive? Yes. And what if that doesn't work? Oh, Reed. Oh, Reed. Regardless, I'm going back, no matter what. She doesn't have a plan. She doesn't have a plan at all. She's pretty much going in blindly. Silence. And then Love Shiny hears a sign. I suppose stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary, he said, using ancient language, of which we already know that Reed cannot comprehend. So what now? He's going to help? Are we finally going to have someone who can actually understand what's going on here? Also, we had this whole sequence so far. We have not seen how Bridget and Nemos are going. They're okay. I hope Bridget will not be tainted by the flame if she stay around for too long. I mean, already it looks like she has been doing pretty well so far. EA6 after. This is far enough. We are already at the Wakeman camp. Your sister roused me from my slumber. You could always return me to it with your own plans, if you want. Read. Oh, talking about Bridget. A golden-haired peril leaps off the back of a burden beast and rushes towards the red dragon. The burden beast is dragging an improvised cart with numerous long wooden boxes stacked upon it. Bridget? What are you doing here? Are those coffins? Yeah, coffins. Nemo said to bring them to the Wakeman. Are they still in the ruins? Say, is there someone with you? I can smell that same burning stink and I could swear I heard you talking just now. Oh, so she can't see him. I see. But he truly is a ghost then. Off he goes. No. I am alone. These are dead folks. That type you would put their own arms out of their sockets to bite at their imaginary enemies if you grabbed their hand, along with the poor wretches they tore to pieces. Jesus Christ. And still, Nemos found him in the end. It's almost like this was the natural order of things. The bonfires will be burning brightest when night falls on Samhain. The red dragon looks towards Na Saoirsi. and sees a faint shadow in the distance, painting the silhouettes of purple flames. We'll be out of coffins if this keeps up. I hope Bridget made it out of the city, and that the mist in the woods is thin enough for her to follow the trail. Blast it. Cullen left a few unused weapons in his house. I can't let anyone see them. And this few explosives? Her Highness Love Shiny might find it a use for them. No. What's the point when every servant in the Citadel has already been afflicted by the purple flames? Besides, the greedy red dragon has already sent them away. Almost as if she's preparing for a showdown with Her Highness. Or setting a trap? Who's there? Oh no, not Rory. The guy who slashed his... Ah, man. Not this guy. Rory? What are you doing here? You are... Nemos. Yes, I am going through Cullen's effect. If this isn't urgent, could I ask you to... What did I tell you? Traitor. Have you gone mad? Oh, silly me, of course you have. We all have. Traitor. I still can't bring myself to kill them. Even if they might as well be dead already. I'd better drag this fellow back home. Could do without the unwanted attention. Phew. Nemos? Don't mind me. I will be on my way. What? That's in your hand. Oh, nothing. Now, if you will excuse me. Necklace. It was a gift from Neos to Emma. I gave her bread. That's way more valuable than jewelry in times like this. She gave it to me. Did she now? A necklace she never takes off? It's none of your business. Nemos? You stayed behind? I thought all the Dublineers left the city. Tell me you're one of those living statues now, who refuse to move or talk. I might be soon. Why did you bring them up? Samhain begins tonight, so I went through the houses. Went to the houses of the missing people and found plenty of foods, stuff for the party tonight. You know what, I would have whacked that guy when he got all defensive. Why bother at this point? Seriously. Why bother? They're all going to die anyway. Then I will take that necklace for myself. My God, stealing too? Why bother? Also, don't steal from him. What if by doing that you get tainted by the flames too? I'm not exactly sure how the flame spreads, but by the looks of it, it seems to be somewhat related to bad emotions of some sort. Also, can I say, it's kind of insane that it shows that there's 21 people in chat, but I don't see any movement on it. It makes me think that I might be getting botted or something. It's quite suspicious. A little worried, to be honest. But don't know if I can do anything about it. Samhain begins tonight. So I went through the houses of the missing people and found plenty of food stuff for the party tonight. I think one of the requirements to be tainted by the purple flames, you need to be an ass. In that case, do not go around beating people and stealing from them, okay? Samhain? Party? About Cullen, well, he was already on his last legs by then, and I didn't really... Let's not talk about that. Look at all this stuff. It will be a night to remember. The woman shows Nemos her bag, revealing a bottle of curded cysty milk, a few long since sprouted potatoes, and several bear bones. Just wait for me, Nemos. Cullen. We'll have a fantastic Samhain. Oh, she's lost it. She's lost it. I think she's completely lost it. I think she is. Yeah, bear bones. Long since sprouted potatoes. Curdled cysty milk. She's living on her own fantasy land right now. No, man. Only when the woman has already disappeared around the corner does Nemos remember who she is. A villager who once lived in the outskirts of Nassauidisi. You know, eating sprouted potatoes is one way of die, right? I was not aware of that. But thanks for the information. These people are going to die. They're all going crazy. I know that Love Shine wanted to save them, but I think at this point there's nothing she can really do, really. I think all of them are way too far gone. Two years ago, the Victorians took her father away while investigating Dublin. The autumn harvest had just ended, and she had been preparing to celebrate the harvest festival. What Love Shiny hears about the situation in the city exceeds her wildest imagination. Potatoes having stuff sprouting means the stuff in it already went bad and marinated into poison similar to cyanide. Oh, I see. Also, have I told you the name of this thing? Yes, you have. Yes, you have told me. You did, Oiko. Thanks for remembering me in this very serious moment right now. God fucking damn it, man. Fucking damn it. I must go back now. Wait for me. I'll come with once I have delivered these folks to the Wakeman. Are you sure about this, Bridget? It's dangerous in the city. If I fail, there may be no survivors. True, but I still gotta go. Why? Because it wasn't like this before. The city folk never had much to spare, but they always had a cup of water for me when I delivered their letters. They didn't see me as one of their own, but didn't walk away with a sneer when I told them nomad legends either. They listened. And they definitely didn't bite, claw, and punch at people like they do these days. Like The Walking Dead straight from a story. Who will the nomads deliver letters for if the city dies for real? And now that I think about it, even though they have their prejudices against the Victorians, doesn't mean they were this hostile from the beginning. Ah, man, it is kind of a shame to think that there could have been a lot of innocent people among the citizens. The whole thing is a tragedy, really. To be honest. Even though all these people were horrible right now, right? Like they are killing people, they are stealing from each other, they have deliriums and whatnot. Doesn't mean they have always been like that. They could have been like the people that followed Love Shining, or isn't the people that are following Love Shiny the same ones that were following Eblana, but they were too, how should I say, too thick or weak to keep going after her, so they ended up following Love Shiny instead. Once they found her. Or better say, once she came across them while she was trying to run away from Victoria. Morin? The second shipment of bodies has arrived from Nassau Odyssey. I must make the preparations. At this rate, it won't be long until the 3rd, 4th, or more. Are we really going to ignore it? I have told you many times, the Wakemen do not take sides. It is not our decision to make. Are the Nassauians not Terrans too? Why are we standing on the side watching when the Terran captain is marching towards destruction? I know you came back with the Red Dragon. You fear she will meet the same fate as Libertoch. But we were the ones who sent Libertoch to his doom. We are descended from the priests that once officiated the ceremonies of Tara's royal palace. Our ancestors, moved by Libertoch's plea, welcomed him back into the palace when Aeolus' stance was ambivalent. Oh. The descendants of them, huh? Oh, that brings the whole thing to a whole other... I wonder, does Leverage holds any type of, what should I say, resentment against these people then? I think does he know that these are the descendants of those priests? He might know. Well, I don't think it really matters at this point right now. The flames of death that spread through the plains of Tara were only extinguished 7 days after his death, when our ancestors finally returned his fire to him. They then left the palace of their own accord, going to self-exile on Libertad's former pastures, so as to never forget the lesson, and thus the Wakemen were born. Oh, that's interesting then. And that's also why they were able to hold the fire returning ceremony even after all the centuries passed. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's so cool to see this, like, this culture still being preserved and also being able to listen why this culture exists, why they live like this, and how it's associated with the story. So, man, it's so cool. Like, even though the focus of the story right now is between Love Shiny and Eblana, the story itself, it goes so many years back. So many years back. Ah, man, so cool. Sorry. Continuing. I'm sorry. But Reed isn't Libertad, and history is not a cycle that repeats itself endlessly. If it were, Reed would have already died in that citadel. Even her tyrant of a sister was the one who freed Tara from Victorian rule. Fates are often alike, but always differ where it matters most. Oh, I even forgot about this. I even forgot. The story, it has so many things happen on it that I even forgot that this whole thing is a story from a writer's book, or should I say draft. The fates are often alike, but always differ where it matters most. What a wonderful tagline for the cover of the book. Surely this one is destined for the bestsellers charts. Assuming, of course, that you are ever able to finish the story. I have never intended to profit of it. Oh, you will. If not in money, then in fame. The basis of the story, where it happened. There are more than enough reasons this isn't my story to tell. Besides, what happens next? That's what I wanted to ask. Did Love Shiny go back? From this point on, what I have seen, what I believe, is what I have said all contradict, and what I have said all contradict one another, which is why I have lost sight of the end. Feel free to take up the challenge if you're up to it. Give this dance between the dragon and her reflection whatever ending you please. Oh, it is all the same if I tell it myself? Of course, man. As you will it. The rider raises his mug, which is almost empty now, and toasts the woman before him. Once again, he swallows the bitter brew, half expecting the sweet aftertaste that he knows will never come. Did I spook you? You got so polite all of a sudden. It makes me feel impertinent for even pressing the question. No, but I must make it abundantly clear that everything we have discussed until now is more than idle chatter. You understand, don't you? The woman sits straight and does not say a word. The rider can only attempt to guess whether she is still smiling through the shadows. Well, what are you waiting for? I have nearly finished my drink. I have fallen into the same conundrum as you. This is as far as both your references and your imagination go. How could I possibly put the Red Dragon's ultimate fate to paper? I have already said all I am able to. I refuse to give this story an entirely fictional end, one that not even I could believe in, even if the alternative is that there is no end. If you don't have an answer either, then no need to waste your time here. Leave while it's still early. Is this because you do not remember, do not understand? Or is it because you wish you never knew, never understood? What? What are you getting at? Have never lost sight of the ending. It would be more appropriate to say that your eyes have become clouded by too many creative liberties. Shall I recount them for you? Treasures leading people into the darkness. Oh, we are going back to that part of the story, huh? Kulan dragging the statue to the square by himself. And virtually everything related to the dark mist in the woods, from the rejection of Bridget to the food carts returning to the city on their own, to Love Shining becoming lost in the woods, to the Brigadier and Eblanas meeting in the city. If these creative liberties have created the contradictions in your mind, then it is my responsibility to set them on a path towards the ending. How I supplement the story with my own observations. Uh-oh, what's going on here? I will take that as a yes. Perhaps they will lead you to a conclusion you can be satisfied with. What the fuck is going on? There's more people on this, isn't there? By the way, the writer guy looked while she spoke of that. There's something else going on. I wonder if... I mean, the Dublin people are still alive, at least from the perspective that we have of the events that transpired. So maybe... as well as the Brigadier, so... Maybe they are the ones behind many of these events, these weird occurrences. Or maybe they are just influencing these events a little bit, perhaps. Who knows? We are already almost at the end here. So perhaps I'm going to get my responses very soon. This is the last one for today. EASD2. Death of a Romance. This is just a story, not a map of our future. There is no need to cry. Love, Shiny. Wait, what hour is it right now? How long have I been streaming? Oh, 2 hours just. Yeah, this is going to be the last stage for today. Alright. And then tomorrow I finally finish the story. Where did you leave off? Ah, yes. On the eve of Samhain, while the sun still hung in the sky. Samhain nights bind life with death. This is no mere superstition, or perhaps you could say it has long transcended superstition. Taran legends speak of countless great deeds and legends occurring on this very night. And such tales often put the date front and center. So long as innumerable legends coincide on that day, and so long as the Tarrants still remember, if only vaguely, to celebrate their harvest and light up fires on that day, it will never be a simple change of season. It itself is the perfect footnote to add to any myth. Oh, and another thing. I don't suppose you would mind if I gave the characters more fitting names. Yes. The sun is leaning westward. Have we yet to figure out how to go about this final confrontation? Love Shiny, why are you hiding in your room at a dinner time again? Is Dad angry? No, but he will be soon. I will be down soon. What's that on your desk? Nothing. The young red dragon tries to block her sister's line of sight with her body, but her effort is in vain. A small paper box sits on her desk, carefully not lined with cotton. Inside lies a tiny foul beast, already dead but still harboring a faint, lingering warmth. It seems to have broken its leg while alive. An unsuccessful splint fashioned from stiff paper now lies in pieces around it, accompanied by a few grains of wheat. This is the foul beast that sang at my window every morning. I don't know what happened to it, but I wanted to save it, and I beg of you, sister, tell Dad I am only feeling ill. I will be on time for dinner tomorrow. I will bury it in the courtyard tonight. So, You're giving up? It's already dead. Is that so? Purple flames slip past the foul beast's feathers into its already cold body. The two watch as it slowly stands up, its broken leg stiffly propping itself up on the cotton. Alright, would you like it to fly or to sing a song for you? No, this isn't right. Not like this. Then why didn't you use your own flames on it while it was still alive? Your foul beast could have lived a much longer life. You do realize you aren't limited to how the mediocre masses do things, don't you? But Mom told me to swallow my flames, hide them away, and never let them be seen. And who would see them in your own room? The young dragon looks away to avoid her sister's eyes, but finds her gaze landing on the foul beast standing on its cotton bed instead. Purple fire burns in its eyes, and even the way it tilts its head is the spitting image of her sister. Or do we perhaps still harbor unrealistic fantasies for how this could end? Sister, I have covered. You are covered in blood. Were you injured? Most of it isn't mine. The Duke's spy bled profusely. I will replace your bandages. Where is the Earl of Warwick? He has work to do. Yes, so he says. And as always, you take him at his word. He even allowed the spy to discuss poetry with you while he works. I thought I would have been keeping Mom about our origins, as well as anything related to the Earl's vision. Everyone in this manor knows you never saw a word more than necessary. You never say a word more than necessary. That has never been something the Earl would bother to check. That's right. Had we let the spy escape, the Earl would still inevitably find a way to silence him in the dark. And we would simply find ourselves bound by yet another chain called caution. I'm sorry, There's no need for you to apologize. Apologies have never changed a thing. Once packed with guests, the long, empty parlor acoustics now amplified the sound of the bandages being ripped apart, making the atmosphere even heavier. Those poems by Samuel Williams you have been so into. You can remember them. Why not recite a line or two for me? The noble red dragon racks her brains for a verse that would not rouse her sister's rage. Perhaps something related to Tara, brave warriors, or even ancient legend. But all she can recall are verses that stand aloof from worldly affairs. The land is a strange romance. the cause of its end lost to chance ill. I am but a wandering bard, well versed in lore from songs in the woods. She sneaks a peek at her sister's face and sees no change. So she plucks up her courage and continues to recite more lines. Only when she finishes both the entire poem and the new bandage with a delicate knot does she realize that her sister has already fallen asleep, encircled by matter and rhyme. Or perhaps sister. Ah, love Shiny, you have kept me waiting. What of your new friends? The wayward wakewoman, or perhaps that lively nomad? With your presence, any obstacles preventing you from bringing them along should have easily been reduced to naught. They are in the city, but this is a moment to be shared by us alone. Indeed. It's cold out here on the balcony, so let us continue this in the corridor. A replica of where Labretoch died in Nassau-Irsi. Why must you cling on to our inglorious history and repeat it? I see you have gained a deeper understanding of the word Tara. But if history does not repeat itself, then how can we speak of breaking the cycle? It can be very difficult to tell us apart by appearance. But the moment either of us speaks, it becomes as clear as night and day. Eblana only ever steers the conversation towards her own interests, while Love Shiny is ever the polite one. She would get to the bottom of this and find an ending. Don't interrupt me, sir. I am talking about the characters in the story. I am sorry, Eblana. No, I am quite glad you finally accepted my invitation. The dance? Yes, the dance. I will dance with you to the end, together. However, please tell me first. The last time we met, you said you couldn't afford to wait any longer. What exactly is going on? With that same smile of hers, the older sister stands at the end of the corridor, while the younger clutches her hands together and hides in the shadow of a wall lamp, hoping the other party won't notice her heart wavering. Poor thing. She could have concluded this farewell so much sooner. You have become frail. The flames of death must have their limits. Riding them so far would certainly drag you down its fire. After fire blooms, just like a Labretoch back then. Am I right? I see. While that ghost's fire might resemble mine, his temperament is closer to yours. It seems he's helped you quite a lot. At first he only wanted to watch all of Tara burn. He was simply trying to keep it together. Just like you. The noble red dragon finally steps out of the shadows, walking forward to support her sister, who seems on the verge of being unable to stand. Just like before. Is that so? At least you resemble your younger self, when you knew nothing of flames or fate. The you who tried to shield me. It has been truly a long time, Love Shiny. I remember. It was when Miss Murphy next door passed away. You didn't like her, but fancied the beautiful bouquet of flowers in her coffin. So you used your flames to change her body's position. I saw scorch marks on the flowers and thought you would be scolded. So I told our parents I was the one who did it. I even fabricated a story of how I opened and closed the coffin. And so you were scolded instead. How could poor mom and dad, who couldn't even hide the flames in that family in time, possibly have noticed the faint scorch marks on some flowers? Indeed. Is that why you have always been covering? Would you blame every decision you have made in life on one unfortunate childhood experience? So tell me, sister. Tell me there's still time. I will accompany you out of the citadel and into the square. Have the people return their flames to you. I will walk through Taurus fields with you and gather the dead you have intentionally or unintentionally awoken with your arts, sending them all to a peaceful rest. I will recite poems to you while you're weak, until you fall asleep and wake up again. There's still time for all of that, yes? I trust you to keep your words. Your noble nature would be appalled at the very thought of breaking a promise. But what you just described, would that truly make you happy? Or would that simply be enough to appease the love shiny dublin who did not even witness her parents' death? That snowy night? Those beautiful fictions? Sister, love, poetry, dreams, those are all well and good, but it is time for you to wake up. Kill me. If you truly wish to end this chaos, that is the only way. Then put on the crown and you shall become me, while I become you. That is the one thing I cannot do. You'll have time to mull over it once I am dead. Didn't you decide not to hesitate anymore, Love Shiny? There's been no other choice for us from the moment you came back to see me. The older sister's mouth curls up in an intriguing arc. Come, dance with me. Is this The dance you have been looking forward all this time? Why can't it be? The younger sister closes her eyes as she points her spear at her older sister, whose body is about to topple over. She grips her weapon with both hands. She actually did it. No fucking way, she actually did it. Did she really impale her sister? I thought she would never be able to. Maybe she really thinks that there is no other choice here. The sharp spear tip pierces the red dragon's body, but she stands unmoved, as if nothing happened at all. Until her younger sister's hand circles her waist, and her body slowly crumbles. She impaled herself, just like the end of a dance. No, she didn't, okay. Yes, I know. I should have known long ago. But why? Why must it be now? And when? Don't tell me you would prefer to stab my heart on a fine afternoon, after meticulously dissecting every nuisance of right and wrong with me. You returned to me, and we danced this dance together. That's enough. I only thought if my sorrow and hatred were thrown into a suitable flame, they would eventually become the fuel for life to go on. Sorrow and hatred. So you admit it, love Shiny. Your noble virtues have only hurt you in the end. Where is your fire, sister? I can't put out your flames just like that. You mean the people in the city? You will die, but not now. Your flames will be extinguished at your funeral. At your fire returning ceremony. But still, you ought to be dispelling death with scorching flames, rather than holding the hand of the dead and confessing your own inner turmoil, your own regrets. Otherwise, you will only ever be as you are now, letting go of your chance to save everything. Your final chance. I'm confused. What exactly happened? Hold on. Let me go back a little bit. Then your sister closes her eyes and she points her spear at her older sister, whose body is about to topple. She grips her weapon with both hands. The sharp spear tip pierces the red dragon's body, but she stands unmoved. Okay. So it did pierce, it did go through her, as if nothing happened at all, until her younger sister's hand circles her waist, and her body slowly crumbles. Okay, so she did impale her sister with the spear. You see. Okay. Alright, now what happens now then? The noble red dragon loosens her grip in shock, and her sister's body drops to the ground, as cold as it was before her heart was pierced. It is not blood, but purple fire that roars from the wound, spanning her entire torso. It instantly floods the balcony and flows down the citadel. The noble red dragon rushes over to the balcony, but the purple flames of death are even faster. Before her own flames can emit even the tiniest spark of light, the purple fire spreads across the city, burning the whole of Nasa. The last time she looked out from this very spot, the flames were scattered like stars in the sky. When she had returned earlier that day, they coated the whole city with a cold and gloomy hue. And now, Nasa itself burns fiercely, just like every other restless corpse she has seen. I thought that would help. I thought that would help. But it looks like it only makes things worse now. What the fuck, man? Now what? I want to read the next part, but I don't have time. I have things to do, man. I have a thesis to work on, which I really don't want to keep working on. I'm so fucking tired of that thing. But I do have to end the stream. Impaling her sister didn't really seem to help much at all. So now what? I still think there are other things at play here. Especially with the mist. So far we are almost at the end, but we have no clear explanation about what exactly the mist, the voices in the mist are supposed to be. Maybe the dead, who knows? Oh man, what a fun story. The story is so fun. It's so fucking fun, man. And I am not really sure what it's about supposed to happen right now. Also, another thing that makes me surprised about... sorry, let me... Okay, yeah, I don't need to lower the volume, it's already lowered. Another thing that surprised me, the fact that Love Shiny impaled her sister, is because we have a Love Shiny. Well, not a Love Shiny. We have a Blana as a playable operator, which means that obviously she's supposed to be dead, right? Unless it's similar to that, to the Teresa situation. Maybe Blana will still exist as perhaps a resurrected spirit like Libertoch exists. Also, at this point I'm almost very confident that the mysterious woman which the writer keeps talking with, probably a Blana herself. She just didn't realize who she is because she, according to the story, she was standing in the shadow. So he couldn't really see her appearance. Oh man, what a fucking story. Okay, alright. Tomorrow, I'm going to finish this. I have to. Tomorrow is the last day of this event. If I don't finish tomorrow, then... it'll be very awkward, let's just say that. Alright, that's everything for today. Thanks everyone who decided to appear on the stream. And with that, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1...